Oh, yeah. It is the Odd Couple. I'm Chris Broussard alongside my partner.
Kid Dynamite!
That's right. He feels like dynamite tonight.
Rob
He's still flying high off of that Field of Dreams game, and we will certainly talk a lot about that. My partner is Rob Parker. How are you, man?
I'm doing great. Before we get there, and Chris, what a magical night it was. It just, you couldn't have written a Hollywood script better than that.
Now, look, I'm with you, but if I open the show or at any point in the show said that about an NBA game, you would be like, are you a reporter? Are you a reporter or are you a fan?
No, I'm not.
You said that to me.
No, I'm a fan of baseball, not any particular team.
Okay.
I wasn't rooting
then when
for
I
who
say,
won.
that game
I thought
last
it was
night,
great.
that playoff game last night was fantastic. Don't give me no flack.
I never give you flack
That's
about
all
that.
the
But what
brothers
I'm
say.
going to give you flack is whoever told you to shave your mustache and goatee off, they made a mistake. What did you do, Chris? You look crazy to me.
I wasn't sure if you could tell.
James, stop this crazy thing. Wow. What? Your wife agreed to that?
She has not seen it yet. She is not a fan.
God.
She has never wanted me to shave my facial hair. I've had it for our entire marriage. But I just wanted to try something new. I think I look like I'm 25.
No, I don't like it.
I'm feeling it.
I need you to have a mustache and a goatee. Black guys with no facial hair, they bother me. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest.
I'm trying to think of the brothers on TV with no facial hair. Don Lemon, does he have facial hair?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Shannon
anybody
doesn't
else?
have any.
Shannon does. See? Shannon does it.
I don't like it, though. I
gotta be honest. I'm not really feeling it. It looks like I don't have an upper lip.
Yeah, you look weird.
Hey, Rob, so who has a better chance for working for
see-
MLB Bro now, me or CB?
Right now, I think you do.
Let's go!
Chris, without that, I mean, I don't even know.
But see, here's the deal, though. You gotta give it a little time. Because if anybody that's had facial hair for a long time shaves it off, it's gonna look odd. Right?
Chris, I'm just being honest with you. Please, grow your goatee and your mustache back. I mean, I could barely get my iPad going. I looked and I said, what the hell? That's exactly what I said. I thought I was worked up over the game last night, and then you come on with, were you that upset last night over what happened with baseball?
I thought the Yankees had it after Judge's home run in the ninth. I thought they had it, but yeah, I'll figure it out over the next few weeks, see what I think. But yeah, it's a little odd right now. But like I said, I just think it's because.
And your wife she didn't sign off on it?
I told her I might do it. I told her I might do it. She was like, whatever, but I don't like she ain't gonna divorce me, but I don't think she'll be feeling it. So, but anyway,
tonight, if she asks you to sleep in the other room or to put a pillowcase over your head, I just want you to know.
I gotta grow this thing back quick if that's the case, right? Last night, it was a great night. I enjoyed it, and the thing was, it was an outstanding game.
Yes.
Like that capped it off. It was. I mean,
it wasn't
couldn't have
just the
asked
window
for a better
dressing,
game.
right, Chris? It wasn't just the setting, or you said, wow, that's cool, but the game was a bore. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't.
Right. It was excellent. It ends, of course, with the walk-off by Tim Anderson. And the White Sox take a 9-8 victory away from the Yankees, who stormed back in the ninth.
The Yankees
what were they
had
down, 7-4?
or
7-5?
7-5. And then they had
7-4, 2 4-run homers.
Yeah.
Homers.
And
Giancarlo Stanton and Aaron Judge, and they took an 8-7 lead, and then Tim Anderson ends it. And everybody, Rob, was wondering who's going to go into the cornfields. And they had 8 homers.
And they all went into the
8 homers. Everybody, they were living in the cornfields.
Hey, you know what? I want to say this. Joe Buck who gets ripped a lot and people don't like him. I think he's an excellent announcer, football and baseball. I do. Chris, his calls last night, and I think we have all three in the ninth inning. So let's listen to these, Chris. We'll do them one after the other. First, Aaron Judge stepped up.
Puffin and puffin with a count 2-1 on Aaron Judge. High fly ball. This ball is way out of here. One-run game. Second of the night, 25 for the year for big number 99.
And then Giancarlo Stanton came up, 2 outs, a man on, and the Yankees are down to their last out.
There it goes! Back at the wall and is gone! Yankees on top, 8-7 here in the ninth.
And then, Chris, you thought the Yankees had it right there. They take the lead, dramatic,
Absolutely.
right? And then Tim Anderson comes up. Zach Britton gets the first guy out. He walks the next guy. We talk about this all the time in baseball, Chris. You can't walk people. He walked the next guy. That brings up Tim Anderson, who's now the winning run at the plate, and we heard this.
Anderson hits it in the air to right. Back at the wall, and the White Sox win it. Well, you can throw the party, but you never know how it's going to turn out.
It's unreal.
And how about 6 runs on the board in the ninth inning alone, and the White Sox with a walk-off 9-8 win. This was some kind of night for baseball.
That's when the fireworks started, man. And
that was a spectacle too, wasn't it?
Yep, it was. And Rob, the game broke viewing records, or recent records. It was the most watched regular season baseball game. Fox's highest ratings for a regular season baseball game in the last 16 years.
Since 2005, Chris, it was amazing. I knew that you would get a lot of people viewing and trying to check it out, and they heard a lot about it, and baseball promoted the game well, but I still couldn't believe the numbers that it got. And last year, what is?
Yeah, it was. I'm not surprised. And the question is why, right? And what do you think, right? What's your notion?
I think it was the perfect storm. I really do, Chris. And I'm going to say perfect storm in, they promoted it very well, right? Because this was supposed to happen last year. So there was an expectation for 2 years on this. Number 2, I think people were curious. There's a lot of people Field of Dreams. Whether you're a baseball fan or not, you might have seen it. Kevin Costner's a big-time actor, who's done a lot of really good movies. So you know who he is.
Right.
And the other part was you had 2 marquee teams, Chris. You had, the Yankees. We already know you don't have to make anything about the Yankees. And then you have the White Sox. One of the best teams in baseball. They got a 10-game lead in the AL Central. They got star players, the whole 9 yards. So I think all those things, you couple that with a Thursday night in August where nothing is going on, right? It's the middle of the summer. And you put it on. It's on primetime television. Everybody doesn't have cable. Everybody's not streaming. Everybody had access to it. And it turned into a big night for baseball.
Yeah, I think it was even simpler than that, Rob. I think it was that it was so unique. I know that's why I watched it. Now, I watch a game here and there, regular season. I'm all into the playoffs. Obviously, I keep on top of what's going on.
Right.
But had the Yankees and White Sox been playing last night and, in Yankee Stadium or in Chicago, I probably wouldn't have watched it. But the fact that it was, like you said, it was connected to a historically great movie. It was in Iowa, first game there ever, professional.
Yes. And 8,000 seats and the seat, right?
Yeah, just the whole setting. And I'm telling you, and we said this on the air, I was wondering before the game, was it going to be something where it looked cool for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then after that, it just felt like a regular game? But it didn't. because every shot you kept seeing the cornfields.
And we got to give it up to Fox. They did a tremendous job, Chris. Pre-game show, the shots all over the field, and we're not being homers or anything, but I think they did a tremendous job. They showed every angle you could possibly see. Kevin Costner was on during the game. He was on a pregame show. I mean, him walking through the cornfield and looking around.
The players walking through the cornfields was great. That was great.
Right?
And so
all that.
I just think that's what did it, Rob. Like the uniqueness of it, the fact that we'd never seen anything like it, the fact that it was connected to that movie. I think it was as simple as that. I think if they do it every year, which they should, I think the ratings will still be great. I don't know if they'll I think for the next few years, they wouldn't do this, but the ratings will still be great. And I think that's what it boiled down to for me.
Because to try to duplicate MLB Field of Dreams game, Chris, averaged nearly 6 million viewers, ranking as baseball's most watched regular season telecast since 2005, tops the all but one of last year's postseason games prior to the World Series, and more than doubled this year's previous season high. So these are like uncharted numbers. Like to be able to duplicate that every year would be hard. But I agree with you. If next year is the Cubs and the Cardinals, which have a great rivalry, Chris, I think you would do well and people would want to tune in again to see it. I agree with that.
Yeah, and for me at least, I get it. I mean, New York is the biggest market in the country. So, and Chicago obviously is one of them too. So that made a difference too. There's no doubt. And baseball is a lot more regional than it used to be. So if you had like the Kansas City Royals and the Cleveland Indians, it might not, it certainly wouldn't be as big. But for me, it wasn't just about the teams wasn't as big of a deal for me. I mean, I obviously the Yankees are exciting. They got some of the biggest stars in the game, and so do the White Sox. So that made it good. But I would have been tuning in regardless of who it was. Obviously you want teams with some names, but I think it does make sense to do the big markets, though. I mean, that's just smart.
There's no doubt. We know that. It would be like the NBA on a Saturday night. They're not trying to put, the smallest markets on. You know what I mean, Chris? You're just not going to attract as many people. That's just the human nature, of sports. So yeah, that's for sure. But it was a great night, and we're going to talk about it later on in the show as well. Alex Rodriguez had a very good point on the post-game show about the African-American players who came up big in the ninth inning. All three, Anderson, Judge, and Stanton, all hit home runs, and Judge hit 2. And A-Rod talked about it. He said there was 4 home runs by African-American players, and maybe that signals something. I wrote a column in Deadspin, Chris. You got to read it today, just saying that you might have won over some kids last night, possibly.
Yeah,
Black
we'll
kids.
see.